Before I start, I think Mr. Lu mentioned about the course in NUS. I am from NUS, National University of Singapore, and on a business school, we are launching a course on business analytics that's starting in this August. So this is a joint venture between business school, computer science, School of Computer Science, and mathematics and statistics. So we are looking at people who are going to work with this analytics and understanding what model is, what are the limitations, and how to extend all those things. So it's not strategy oriented; it's more like operations oriented. So it's just launching it. So just I want to mention since he mentioned about it. Okay, now I'm trying to go into this so-called loyalty program. As we all know, has its origin in the airline industry, typically American Airlines, which introduced many novel ideas. This is one of the ideas they introduced, loyalty program, frequent flyers. And just to take some air out of this thing, of all the airlines that make money nowadays is not the airlines that have a loyalty program, American or Continental, but the real airlines who make money is somebody like Tiger and Indigo in India who don't have the loyalty programs. I'm not saying loyalty programs lead them somewhere, but loyalty programs once you introduce is very difficult to get out. So you have to be very, very careful with that. And many airlines who don't have a loyalty program like Southwest Airlines, they're still thinking whether to introduce or not. So this is just to keep you in the sort of give a perspective. And when you take these retailers, it's become like frequent shopper program, and almost every retailer in the US and Europe and now slowly developing in Asia. So they have it. This is a survey done in 1999 to 2003, Jupiter Research, and you can see almost 75 to 80% of the retailers, they have some sort of a program, or the households have got a member of one of these programs in frequent shopper program. So that means they don't shop otherwise. So you have to have the program to lure the customer into the shop. Now, the frequent shopper program or loyalty program, as we call it, definitely there are a lot of potential benefits. That is, these are the benefits that you expect to reap when you launch this program. One is easy to retain the best customers. Best customers means it could be volume, it could be frequent visits to the store, or it could be in profit margin, type of the products they buy. It's easy to retain them because they want to come back and then accumulate miles, points, and take care of the discount. Definitely, it does help. And second is generate incremental transactions per trip, especially from the low volume customers who don't come to the store otherwise. They just keep shopping many stores. And in some cases, make the customers choose your shop more frequently in gas station and coffee clubs where the loyalty is not that high to start with. People tend to, shift near their office, near their homes, all the gas station. And there you can sort of make them, can you build the loyalty card and make them come again and again. See, this is not personal, coffee clubs and gas station, because they just give the card and then they don't take any information from you. You just produce the card, they just enter the points, and then you can redeem the points. So it's sort of an impersonal loyalty program. And loyalty program also, very simple analysis you can do. You don't need huge mathematical models and stuff. You can identify the inflow and outflow of customers. Which customer is coming in that frequently, who is dropping out. And simple analysis we can do, simple Excel spreadsheet, and try to figure out the shopping frequency or the amount they are spending, and try to find, can I do something to improve the shopping, improve the engagement with this particular customer. And definitely what we expect is increased profit per customer when you have the loyalty program. And higher loyalty means it should lead to higher profits. And definitely a loyalty program is one way to revenue growth. And these are the potential benefits. And some of them are achieved, some of them are still a suspect. But you have to be very careful. Don't go with a very, very, very rosy picture. Be very, very careful on that. There's a lot of cost is involved in the loyalty program. And the people who introduce loyalty program here, definitely they will be aware of this one. This is a study done that cuts across many retail chains, especially in the US and Europe. So they give a very broad range. This is given ideal store, something like Robinson in Singapore or JCPenney in US. The cost is minimum 2 to 10% of a customer's total spending at a given store. Again, it's very, very rough estimate. So they break down the cost in different ways. One is a cash discount. When you have the loyalty program, you give the discount to the customers to bring them in. And in the Europe, it costs like $1.2 billion they have to keep in their escrow account so that they can give it to the customers. That comes to 0.5% of sales, assuming $400 million, $1 billion sales every year in the Europe. And there are implementation costs, definitely, IT system, enterprise resource, time, cloud management, cloud computing, effort of top management. So $30 to $60 million. And there's a lot of promotion. Once you set this up, you don't want to, you don't want to go waste, go this program as waste. So you go to tell the customer proactively. And that costs a lot of money, $10 to $60 million. And there is maintenance cost, $5 to $10 million per year. And then you have to, very, very important is training, HR, recruitment, training, monitoring, control, all those things. And the most important thing is, once you introduce, it's very difficult to exit. So you go fully in and then do the good job. There's no gray area here. And coming to the understanding whether loyalty program helps or not. Not many detailed studies have been undertaken for lack of data, actually. This is a little tricky because companies do not give the data what we want to do the research. For the analytics side, a lot of people have done research, especially in Europe, in UK, from 1997. Very interesting is, these are Dowling and Uncles. There are two people in London Business School, and they are very, very practitioner-oriented research they do. They don't do this ivory tower research. They go down to the ground level and do the research. And what they found is loyalty programs not effective. Again, it's within quotes. Effective means what do you mean by effective? That is a big question. And 99, again, Sharp and Sharp, another two people in Australia, they say not much loyalty deviation showed by loyalty program participants. 1998, the TESCO study, TESCO did a lot of studies actually because before they introduced the Clubcard. And what they found was little impact on share loyalty of individual customers. What it means is, I'm not able to make this customer come to my store more often or spend more here because they have the loyalty program card. It means significantly more. And experimental study by Dries and Hoag, they're from University of Chicago. They did this very simple study with the new moms that is just had the babies and the baby diapers and stuff. They tried to figure out whether their loyalty program is there, helpful or not. They found good amount of impact of loyalty program. They tend to stick with the powered products which they have the loyalty program with. And recently, TESCO did this study. What they found is, yes, loyalty program is successful, but not in terms of per se making more money, but in terms of ability to learn new insights from analyzing customers' database and start new strategies like new segmentation scheme. This is where the business analytics come in. So loyalty program can be thought of is one way to gather the data about the customers, what they do and all those things. Otherwise, they won't give the data to you. You had to give them something in return. Once you get the data, then use the data to build models to understand the behavior and employ strategies to make it better. One is internal cost restructuring, cost efficiency. Second is external, how to make this, how to engage the customer, how to do a better segmentation, how to sell more better products. So those things you can do. So that is what they say TESCO claims. They say loyalty program per se may look like unappealing, but if you look at this business analytics perspective, definitely makes a lot of sense. Again, this is what they claim. There are a lot of studies done, other researchers trying to find out, can we pinpoint exactly what loyalty program does? So this is a very interesting study. They didn't start the study with the idea of this loyalty program, but this company, the retailer have been doing some lot of experiments, and so they were able to get out of one experiment where they have enough data to find some conclusion. So this is a very simple experiment. And what they say is, program is run for 10 weeks. 6 weeks is where they say the customer is going to spend some time, make some expenditure, and based on the expenditure, they're going to give some reward, and that reward can be redeemed in the next 4 weeks. This is Easter time, April, and May. And so they found the 3 levels of program tiers. One is if you spend $475 with the 6 weeks time, this is the US model, and they'll get a certificate to get a whole ham during the Easter, they can redeem it. If they spend a little less, they're going to get half the ham. If they spend much less, then they're going to get some reward, very token. So they want to figure out how exactly this type of things have affected the customer shopping behavior. And interestingly, the thing was 1998 is the data they had, and they had to have some control variables so that to make sure that they get the real truth behind what happened. So they had what happened the previous year, the same time, and also what happened the previous month, and also post-month, and they want to compare this 1998 promotion with redemption. And they're able to, a lot of people actually took this loyalty, they spend money, they interested in this redemption. They filled the form and everything, and the company sent back the certificate to them, but not many actually came back to redeem. But then there are a lot of people who redeemed. So these are the people who are really interested, that is, who really applied for the program, filled the form and everything, and came back and redeemed this form, redeemed the reward, and they did the analysis based on those. What they found was there are three types of customers: best customer, better customer, worst customer. Basically, who spent a lot of money to get the full ham. These are the customers who spent half ham. These are the customers who didn't spend that much money. And it has an impact on all these people, the loyalty program. So some behavior change was there. And the lowest impact was on these people. They're spending $500 already. They spend another $10 probably. But the maximum impact is on these customers who are spending $100, $200. They're able to increase the expenditure by 50 to 60%. And in between the two, we have a better customer. The interesting thing is, who redeemed the rewards? The people over here. That is, the people who are already spending a lot of money in this shop, they're able to say, okay, I'm getting rewarded for the thing I'm already doing. So that means the loyalty program is rewarding these people, and it's not changing any big behavior. That means you are losing money. That is, you are telling these people, okay, you've been spending $500, I'll give you some award to you through full ham. And these are the people, redemption is very, very low. That means they got interested, but not enough to keep the interest going. So this is where we have to, once a customer come to the store and get interested in you, then what you do is you have to keep engaging. You have to make them more and more understand, make them realize what actually the retail store is and do all those things. And business analytics come into the picture here. The thing is, the loyalty program, like applied bluntly or blindly, what's going to happen is we're going to lose money without changing buying behavior significantly on these people. They don't need this. They're already spending a lot of money. You're just giving them some extra award to them. And so you are losing money on these people, and you are not gaining enough traction with these people who can be turned around to become a loyal customer. So loyalty program in this case is, yeah, it was effective, but impact is on your bottom line is not that great. Maybe it's a little bit lost there. And these are the people who are called, who can be turned around to become loyal, called cherry pickers. Because they tend to be very smart consumers. They have enough time to be a smart consumer. You can turn them around and make them your loyal customer. So we have to be very careful in picking who the customer you want to target, what you want to do with them. This is a study we did in the airlines case. What we found was, suppose you take three groups of people. And one group of people, they fly very, very frequently, almost every other day. And other group of people, they don't fly, they fly once in 6 months. Suppose, and there are people in between the two. And suppose you introduce a loyalty program. What will happen is these people definitely will pick up the loyalty, sign up for the award, because they know they're flying, they can get the award very easily. But you don't want to give it to them. They are doing anyway. So why honestly, this is not, you're not going to attract them. You're going to just give them extra money to them for the job already they're doing. And these are the people who it's not going to be attracted by awards, frequent flyer, because they're going to fly once in 6 months' time. They're not even keep track of what they're doing. So for these people, the low price will be the best deal. Suppose you have two airlines. One airline is offering the frequent flyer program, and other airlines will say, I want to offer only the discount, no frequent flyer, like say Indigo or Tiger or Southwest Airlines. What they do is, the frequent flyer program, what it does is, it gives the rewards or the discount in the future. If you fly 5 times, the 6th time is going to get some free. That means the reward is going to come in the end. The company is giving the discount in the future, and Southwest Airlines is giving the discount right now. So you can think about the loyalty program as something like you are giving the discount, you do the same price promotion, but in the future. And Southwest Airlines and Indigo and all those people give this discount right now. The many customers who don't frequently fly, they're going to choose this discount airlines. And the people who frequently fly, they're going to choose this one. Remember, here, these customers are pulled, so they're going to be extra benefit. But these customers are already flying, so there's not much money for them. So you have to be very careful. When you introduce this free loyalty program, you have to, this group of customers, they are not going to make money on these people. They are already spending a lot of money, and you're not going to increase their purchasing behavior. Who are interested is this cherry pickers, that is in between the two. You cannot attract these people, definitely. There will be cherry pickers. These are the people through the analytics, you're able to figure out, can you bring them in? And also, at the same time, can you do something else instead of giving rewards to these people? They're already spending they are already with you. So you have to be very careful. In analytics comes very, very handy here. And also the strategic way to look into things. You can't put the things, blindly into the blender and get some output here. This is a second study I can quote. And TESCO did this study. This is the one I mentioned before. What they find is loyalty card is a platform to do loyalty marketing. And this loyalty marketing is not what we see as a loyalty card, buy the customer's loyalty. What they say is you have to pay the money through the loyalty program to get the customer's information, the purchasing behavior, and then market these products to them so that, both will be happy. One is the data analytics could under new customer segments. They give a lot of examples. And second is two-way communication. I think whatever is the social media, whatever it is, we can try to find who would establish the contacts through email or blogs or whatever it is with the customer. You can have product improvements, complaints, beta testing, and we had to be very active. You had to put HR people behind it. You had to do it very systematically and sincerely. You can't just open one person in charge for this one and then leave everything to them. These are very strategic action you need to take. If you want to start a program to keep the customers engaged, you have to do a very, very serious and sincere job. And what they also say is, don't force consumer to do something, just nudge them. That is, just give a tap here and there, and that makes a big impact. The nudging is very, very interesting because it does not ask for a wholesale change in your strategy, but a little change here and there, they say that goes a long way to build up the goodwill over time. The customers also like it. They don't want to spend too much time on this grocery shopping and be influenced by you in their shopping behavior, but small tips here and there will make them change their behavior in a very subtle way, which is very good for you. And for the people who are already spending a lot of money, they say thank you note and do something else instead of giving them discount. That will be very, very useful. And one major advantage what they have in the loyalty program is once I know the customer, my customer base, or who do I want to approach and what to tell them, you can cut down on the mass advertisement. That saves a lot of money for them. And they said, whatever loyalty program useful or not, I don't care because I save tons of money on cutting down on the mass advertising, which they used to do, TESCO. And still the brand equities keep going up every year. And also they do a lot of cross-selling financial products. The financial products, we can't just overlook this. It's very, very important. If I ask you, Sony, the famous electronic manufacturer from Japan, where they make the most money? Not in electronic goods, in financial products. In Japan, 60% of the revenue bottom line comes from financial products, not from electronic goods. This is Sony. So cross-selling is very, very important. You can give a lot of money. And if you know this customer analytics, which customer has got the family with the 2 children, 3 children, education, you can give this old people, health policy. There are many, many ways you can analyze this analytics and try to cross-sell. And these customers are there with you. They're coming to the shop every week. So easy to get them, easy to sell to them. And so these financial products selling, cross-selling is very, very critical. So loyalty program is one way to get the customers in, understand about them, do the analytics, and try to sell. So basically what they say is success depends on, one is the focus and retention of the loyal customers and data analytics, segment the customers and do all this, understand them and do cross-selling and reduce the price competition. Remember, when you do the loyalty program, you are giving discounts in the future. That means you cannot afford to any more price promotion. You can't afford to enter into price war with your competing retailers. You have to bite the bullet and be ready showing that I cannot afford price cut because I'm offering through the same discount in the future to the loyal customers. So you cannot fight on the price war. So you have to take a stand. It's a more strategic step. You cannot just keep on doing promotion. You will be losing both ends now and also in the future. So that you have to be very, very careful how you handle this one. So don't go into loyalty program blindly and then start losing things. I'm just talking about a little bit on the multi-retailer loyalty program. It's slowly gaining currency around the world. I was talking to a person from Philippines. And they also mentioned Robinson, they're using this. This is the one this company is a very nice, very famous company they introduced in Canada and Greece and UK of late, 5 years back. They introduced with Sainsbury. This company is not Sainsbury. This is called Loyalty Management of UK. They introduced a program called Nectar. What they do is they create a mall type of things. That is, on one side of the mall, they have these retailers. Retailers are not competing with themselves. One grocery, one gas station, one bank, maybe. So they have the different types of retailers where the customers are going to shop, a different frequency, but then they're going to shop at all these points. So they club them together, like 5 or 6 retailers from different segments of retailing. And then they say, we are going to make you group and we're going to give the customers one card, they call Nectar card. And that card, you can accumulate points wherever they shop. And once they accumulate the points wherever they shop, they can come back to any of these shops, again redeem it. And for this one, so these Nectar card is not owned by retailers, it's owned by a different company. That means these points are going to be bought by the retailers, by this each company, whenever the customer wanted. For example, this is a retailer one like a Sainsbury. They want its card. This is the 2 Nectar points, they get it. They had to pay money to this company. And then they give these points to the customer whenever they shop and spend some money, $1 or something for the loyalty program. And once they get the loyalty points, the customers accumulate this points over time. They can redeem it wherever they want. So they can redeem it at the same retail shop wherever, like this guy always go to Sainsbury and redeem it at Sainsbury. Or they go to different retailers and they can go to some other retailer and redeem these points. Or they can go to a totally non-retailer. This retailer is not giving the points, but then he's going to give the goods with the points. For example, they're very useful. Suppose I shop in grocery and department stores all the time, and suddenly I want to gift something from a child or birthday or something. What they do is they have one-off items and they give more discounts, and these points can be redeemed here. So the thing is, this company who's launching it, they make actually more money. But at the same time, they help these retailers form a group and provide a platform so that the customers find the loyalty program to be more useful, more utility oriented, because it can gather the gather the points much more easily, much more usefully, and redeem wherever they want. But this got a lot of issues. The retailers are not exactly happy because the money is made by them most of the time. They told in the UK, when they introduced it, they told they're going to break even in 3 years' time, but they broke even in 9 months' time, and then they were able to sell the company like 10 times the earnings in 3 years' time. So it's not that retailers are losing, but they think the middleman is making more money than what. So this can be adjusted when you introduce, but this is a very interesting one. In India, they come kind of payback. They introduce, but then payback is owned by one of the major retailers. So it can be one big retailer can do this, but then there'll be a lot of problems. Other retailers may not come forward, big retailers. Like credit card companies may say, too good or too big, run me over. So, or you can leave everything to the third party, and then that party can arrange all these things. So there are a lot of pluses and minuses. But then it is a very interesting concept because customers get really the loyalty program, the accumulation of points with this program, it says is 40 to 50% more effective than having a single card to a single retailer. And they just carry one card, so easy for them to even from a logistic perspective. So this is I just put in here in case if somebody asks, now what is the difference between the single card and the multi-level, multi-retailer card? And do loyalty programs pay? Answer is yes or no. Not exactly, what people, Sainsbury told, I don't know. After doing all these things, they still, it's not obvious loyalty programs pay. They did a lot of experiments and are still. But one thing is Sainsbury is able to get the data which they can use further. So the main thing is use the data. Analytics is very critical to explore ways to enhance their shopping utility. You're not going to buy the loyalty. You're going to pay the customers some money to get information from them, to get information from their behavior. And what you do is, at the extreme, what you can think is, as a company, as a retailer, I want to maximize or optimize my operations based on your shopping behavior. At the same time, I can go ahead and try to optimize your shopping behavior because I know when you shop, what you shop, what price you pay. So can I do some simple model for each consumer so the consumers will be very happy shopping at my place? That is, I make these consumers feel more safe, that if I come and do the shopping, use the loyalty program here, I am going to have much more peace of mind because this retailer is taking care of my needs. I'm not going to be ripped off. So that type of feeling, if we can bring to the customer, to the analytics, that will be the goal. And there are a lot of ways to do it. We can go from simple, the old way of segmentation, targeting, and positioning, mass customization, or you can do the basket analysis, which some customers may not buy. Some customers come and a big family will buy the basket. We can start asking each item. We can say, how much basket you're buying? $300, $200 every time you come in. So can I do something like this? So there are many ways you can differentiate and do this. There are many ways to cut the pie. But thing is, you have to start doing it and also do it sincerely. And a lot of experiments you can do. Given the experiment here, I'm not going to go over it. But one thing what I can do is, before we launch the program, try to understand what's happening currently. Because once you launch the program, it's very difficult to find out whether it is useful or not. So you have to understand what's going on right now, not the overall profit and loss statement, in terms of understanding which customer segment is shopping at your place, who is shopping at your place, how much they're spending, simple analysis, and keep that in mind. And then when you introduce a loyalty program, what exactly is happening? Do you find the difference? How far do you find the difference? So you'll be comfortable with what you do. If you launch the program and try to do the analytics, and you can never compare with what happened before. And that is one of the main problems we have in the academic area because companies don't give us what happened before and after the loyalty program. They give only after the loyalty program. So that's all I have to say. Any questions? Okay? Okay, thank you.